Hello, I'm Lady Charmaine, and my guest today is funny, energetic, and has an obsession for delicious food. Her dishes range from the healthy to the sinfully decadent. And her love for food landed her her own show on the Oprah Winfrey Network. And she's here today to talk about her own show entitled The Ambush Cook. Help me welcome your own show winner, Kristina Kuzmic, to the show. How you doing, Kristina?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. I'm just really excited because, I watched the show last January, and then all of a sudden we're excited because my husband and I was just talking about, are they going to ever air those television shows of the two winners that won? And literally the same day we were watching the advertisement to Zach Anner's show. And I'm like, oh my goodness, well, here they go. So we were just really excited to see that. So again, congratulations on your show, Kristina. And you, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say thank you. I'm
You're
still kind of in
welcome.
shock about it myself.
You have an amazing story, Kristina, because you left Croatia at the age of 14 and you moved here to the United States and you have a love for cooking. Where did your love for cooking come from?
My grandmother taught me to cook when I was really little. I just always was fascinated with whatever was happening in the kitchen. And I always tell the story when I was little, and it was like, what do you want Santa to bring for Christmas? I wanted pots and pans. I never really wanted dolls or Barbies or whatever. So I think it was just something that I was born with, and then my grandmother was sweet enough to be patient and let me, ask a million questions and make a mess and all that. So my mother didn't like cooking, so by the time I was 12, I became the cook for the family.
At 12 years old. Wow. So you must have been a pretty good cook at 12.
Well, again, my grandmother was a good teacher, so I remember at 5 asking her to teach me how to make tomato soup, and she, brought out cans. I'm like, no, I want to learn from scratch. Let's go get real tomatoes. I want to learn how to make tomato soup from scratch. My grandmother always tells the story. She's like, what 5-year-old wants to learn how to make tomato soup from scratch?
Wow. Okay, yeah, because I don't even know how to make tomato soup from scratch. So let's just be real here. So that's good. You got me beat.
Well, you're going to have to come over, and I'll teach you.
See, my husband will love that because I just cook the basics. That's why your show is funny to me because I am that fast food mom. I'm not even going to lie. I'm not really a cook. So that's why your show is absolutely great. So what is one of your favorite dishes you love to cook, your all-time favorite?
Oh, my gosh. Anything with chocolate because I have a little obsession. I honestly, and it's not a joke, I cannot remember a day in my life I did not have some chocolate. It's like a daily, my sanity multivitamin, I call it. So I love making fun chocolate desserts, and I try to always invent something new. But other than that, I really love cooking Croatian dishes that I grew up on. So when we have people over for dinner, I love throwing, like a themed Croatian party, and it's always fun introducing people to some new and different dishes that they haven't tried yet.
So your chocolate is a part of your sinfully decadent, some of the things you like to make.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yes.
I also read that you also had a website called The Sticky Cook. Now, tell us about that, The Sticky Cook, and where'd you come up with that title?
Okay, well, basically, I was divorced, single mom, really struggling, got remarried, and about a month or two after I got married, my new husband said, what do you want to do? What are you passionate about? And I kind of looked at him and said, I have no idea. I've had to put all that, behind me to focus on the kids and trying to just make it every day. And he's like, well, I'm here now, so you need to think about what you want to do and do it because I want you to, you have help now. Pursue your passion. So I thought about it, and I decided that I wanted to start a little website, never thinking of it as a career move, just a little hobby where I would share my recipes. And I named it Sticky Cook because I felt like everything in my life was sticky. My financial situation was sticky. My kitchen was sticky. My kids are always sticky because kids are, even after you bathe them 10 times. And so I just felt like Sticky Cook. That's my life. My life is sticky. And launched this little website, just, again, sharing recipes, a few fun cooking videos on YouTube, no big deal. Cost me no money to start this little thing. And about a month, 3 weeks, a month later, after I started, I get an email from a completely, anonymous person, like someone I'd never met, a complete stranger who found my website and videos and said, Oprah is having a contest and you need to enter. And I did not have a working TV at the time, so I wasn't even watching the Oprah show that year. Don't tell Oprah. So I literally had no idea this was happening. I didn't have time to, go online and search what's the latest. So I literally got this email from a stranger, said, let's do it. I sent in my little cooking videos, and obviously in the long run ended up winning. But I'm forever grateful, A, to my husband for saying, what do you want to do? And B, to this complete stranger for emailing me this information. It's amazing.
That is so funny. There was another lady who was saying the same thing. Somebody had sent them an email, or it was regarding another contest, and they ended up winning. And they don't know who the person was that sent them an email. It was the same thing that happened. Isn't that amazing?
You know what? Those are the things that make me believe in God. I mean, there are many things that make me believe in God, but those are the things that just make me go, that's just something bigger. That's just something bigger and greater than me.
And I totally believe that, because look where it got you. So isn't that amazing? Your talent took you this far. Tell me, when you were on the show and all of you guys were in the midst of the contest, was there any of the competing contestants that you thought probably was going to win over you by chance?
Oh, yeah. I thought I was going to be the first one to go home.
Really?
When I got the phone call that I was in the top 10, I had the guy repeat it 5 times because I thought he was lying to me. And then I checked the number because I thought it was a prank phone call. I mean, I was literally the last person I expected to even make it to the contest. So when I got to know everyone, Zach and I clicked right away, and we are still very close friends. Zach was the other person that won. We talk on the phone almost every day. And in fact, I'm having dinner with him tonight. I just love that guy. So not only did I think he was going to win, I was rooting for him, even though I was competing against him. Ryan, I thought, was a very strong competitor. I mean, the truth is, when I look at all the contestants, they all had something different to offer. And I think that was what was neat about the 10 of us being picked. We couldn't have been more different. And I think it just came down to what they were looking for right at that time, which is a lot of times what happens in this business.
Right. Now, were you surprised when you heard Oprah announce your name? Especially there was 2 winners. Did you even expect her to pick the both of you and Zach?
No. And I mean, Zach and I kept joking around that whoever wins owes the other person dinner, and all this stuff. We just kept making these jokes. I thought he was going to win, and I don't mean that to sound like, I'm, trying to put him up on a pedestal and I'm so humble. But I really genuinely did. And so because Zach and I had become so close, it was such a beautiful moment, because it's like, not only am I winning, I'm being told by Oprah, the Oprah, that she's going to make my dream come true. But then at the very same time, she's doing it for this person that I've come to care so much about, who's become like a brother to me. So it just made the moment even more beautiful, to have it happen to you and then somebody you love so much at the same time.
Because you could tell Zach has such a great personality. His video on the website when the contest was going on was definitely captivating. He had, 4 million votes. And my gosh. Yeah. You could help but love him. And he was so adorable. And it was amazing, because I'm not going to lie, when it got down to the both of you, we didn't know who we wanted to win. It was like we were praying both of you got it. But, sometimes in a contest, you got to pick one person. I'm not going to lie. It was so difficult to pick between the both of you. That was such an awesome moment that both of you got your own show, because it was really hard when it came down to it. And I'm glad you both got your own show.
Oh, thank you. I am too. And, beyond just the fact that we both got our own shows, there's nobody else in the world who understands what I'm going through the way Zach does. Mm-hmm. All of this. I mean, both of us went from pretty much nothing to this huge thing, and it's a huge adjustment, and it's so wonderful, and there's all these crazy emotions, and so it's been really fun to just be able to call each other up and go, hey, are you feeling this too? Hey, are you worried about this too? Hey, So I feel like we've been each other's therapists in a way the last, few months.
That was a good way to put it. If you're just tuning in, we are talking to your own show winner, Miss Kristina Kuzmic. We're talking about her brand new show entitled The Ambush Cook. So, Kristina, how did you come up with the title, The Ambush Cook?
Well, originally the show was, the pilot that I pitched Oprah was called Christina's Fearless Kitchen, but there were some problems with the title because there's apparently a lot of shows out there with similar titles, so we didn't want to step on anybody's toes. And basically, we thought of a million titles, and it came down to what it really was, is, you know, my whole point is that I want people to cook at home. I want to drag people out of drive-thrus and, you know, takeouts and get them away from frozen food and just introduce them to their stove, you know, introduce them to spatulas and cooking. And so it just became sort of the most obvious title. And I think it sounds probably somewhat aggressive to people. I don't think I'm intimidating, but I feel like that's my purpose in life, is to get people away from the fast food and really get them not just cooking because they feel like they have to, but enjoying it.
That's a good way to put it, to enjoy cooking, because I cook because I have to. And, you know, it's okay. I don't really get that great joy out of it, but I cook because I have 2 kids and have a husband. So, you know, you whip the dish up because we have to eat, but that's a good point to enjoy the cooking while you're doing it, and how they say putting love all in the food. And that's a whole nother level for me.
Well, I might just have to ambush you. I feel like you're asking for it.
Oh, and you will crack up. You come in my kitchen. That's a TV show by itself. So you don't even want to come to my house. Oh, that's a mess. That's going to be 2 shows in one. You got to say, y'all, this got to be to be continued over here. Oh,
yeah,
my
we'll
God.
do a 2-hour documentary. We'll figure it out.
You going to ask, girl, where are the spatulas? You got to go through that whole drawer to find some stuff. Okay, what you need to cook. That's hilarious.
That's funny.
So for you, how was it for you working with Oprah? Did she get a chance to come down to the set, or she just saw the videos after you guys ended up shooting the show?
Yeah, she does the final approval. I mean, she's, you know, her word is final and everything. But no, obviously she's incredibly busy. So if she went hopping around to every set of the show, I don't know that she'd get much else done. And she's shooting, as I'm sure you've heard, her new show, Oprah's Next Chapter, which I'm really, really excited about. But the network was wonderful, and there were people from the network that came to the set and were just so encouraging. And first day there, they surprised me with this enormous bouquet of flowers and just really made me feel, you know, they always, whenever they've sent something, they sign it your own family. And that's what they make you feel like. They make you feel like you're part of the family. And obviously that feels wonderful to be part of any family. But then when it's like, Oprah's family, you know.
I know, fantastic, right?
Yeah, it's a whole other level.
I saw that at the end, I guess, after you wrapped, they gave you this huge knife with your name on it.
Oh, that was my production company. Yeah, my Pie Town, which they have been incredible. They surprised me with, now, you have to understand, I am very, very good with money, probably because I've had a lot of struggles financially throughout my life. I am really good with money. So I would, as much as I love expensive kitchen tools, I still use a wine bottle instead of a rolling pin. I mean, I literally use whatever I can find around the house. So I've never owned a really nice knife, and this is a Japanese, like, really expensive, the best knife. So just getting that I thought was incredible. And then I opened it up, and they engraved my name on the blade on one side, and then the name of the show, The Ambush Cook, on the other side. I didn't even know you could engrave a blade. And yeah, it's so beautiful. I wanted to sleep with it, but my husband was like, I don't think that's a good idea, sweetheart. Put that puppy down. Leave it in the kitchen.
Right. And don't get upset with him.
Yeah. We're not cuddling with this thing tonight. Yeah.
Wow. What a blessing. I mean, especially to have your name on there and the name of your show on there as well.
I know. I mean, it's like the perfect, beautiful gift. It looks like an art piece, really.
Now, Kristina, since the show, how has your life changed since getting your own show?
You know what? The biggest way it's changed is that I feel like I'm not scared to verbalize my dreams anymore. I'm not scared to, I used to have this fear about saying out loud, this is what I want to accomplish, this is what I want to do, because I felt like people are just going to roll their eyes and go, okay, sure, yeah, whatever. And now I feel confident saying, you know what, I'm going to do this and this and this, and, and not in an arrogant way, but just being able to own my goals and my passions and not be scared of people putting them down. And if people put them down, realizing that that's about them. That's not about me. That's their journey. Mm-hmm. And so it's just a different level of confidence, and I'm motivated to, just go fight for everything else I want too. But it's interesting because then in other ways, my life is not changed. In ways I didn't want it to change, it hasn't changed. I'm a mom, and that is still my number one priority. And I'm a wife, and I have my circle of friends that has not changed. And so it's neat. Like, the things that needed to change changed, and then all my priorities that were important still stayed the same.
Oh, that was a good way to put it. And that's true, because now you can own your own dreams, because you do have some people that will try to put down your dreams because of where they are in their life. And maybe they don't think anything will happen for them. So then they'll try to put their mentality on you. Well, it's not going to happen for me, so it won't happen for you. And thank God you did get your own show. Now, for you, after watching television, you didn't have a TV for about a year, you said, so you don't watch TV. You having your own show. Is it as easy as it looks now when you see the behind the scenes and everything that goes into a TV show? Is it as easy as it looks when you're watching television?
No, it's a lot of work. And what I have to say is I feel comfortable in front of the camera. And I feel like that's, when I was on set shooting, I really felt like, oh, this is what it feels like when people say, I knew that I was exactly where I was supposed to be. I mean, that's what it felt like for me. But I honestly had it the easiest of everybody who worked on that show, because the people that don't get the credit are the ones that work the hardest. And it's the crew that is there earlier than me in the morning. Even though I was there at 5 a.m., they were there earlier, and I would leave the set, late at night, and they left even later. That, I wish they could get more credit, because, it's like all these people that work so hard and put in so many hours, their names just quickly scroll by at the end of the show, and it's like, no, they're the real stars of the show. They're the ones that really put in the work.
Oh, that's a good way to put it, because I'm sure it is, because we see you in front of the camera, but we don't see everything that happens behind the scenes. How long did it take for you to shoot your show? We
actually shot all of it in 2 weeks.
Really?
And then less than 2 weeks, really. And then, obviously there's post-production, and I had to get back and do voiceovers for the show and stuff like that. But the actual filming on set was a little less than 2 weeks.
Wow, that's not long at all. That's good. You were able to get it done. So what's next for you now? After you have, what, is it 6 shows? Is it 6 of them?
Yes, it's 6 episodes. And then, as I say, I wait for my verdict. But, I just am going to keep going now, whether, no matter what happens. I'm excited. I'm creating new recipes all the time, and thinking of new tips and new ideas, and I'm just going to keep sharing my passion.
That's fantastic. So hopefully this show definitely takes off. We pray it does, so you can get another 6 episodes out of it. And because, you're great. You have a great personality on camera anyway. You're very interesting to watch. You have a whole different take on it, because who would have thought about the ambush hook and going into a restaurant and snatching somebody out and say, hey, or going into a grocery store. That's really good. Looking at somebody's shopping cart. That is so interesting, because you looked in mine. Oh my God, we just buy a whole bunch of junk food, chips and cookies and stuff like that. It is just terrible. But pray for me, okay? Just pray for me.
No, I'll just ambush you. I'll ambush you and then we'll pray together.
Because they really like it. So I know I got to do a better job. Okay, I got to do a better job. Now, let me ask you a question. Is it okay? Because since I'm not much of a cooker, this is just a personal question. I like to make like big pans of spaghetti that'll last for 3 days. Is that okay?
Oh, yeah. I think people get paranoid about having to eat something within a day or two. I mean, yes, that's fine. I do it all the time. And in fact, for people that don't love cooking all the time, I always suggest make a big thing of sauce or something and freeze it. I mean, my freezer is always full, and I like to cook, but there are those days where, like last night, I'm driving back from piano lessons. I took my kids to piano lessons, and I'm driving back, and they're hungry, and I'm like, you know what? What's in my freezer? But it's not the chicken nuggets that are processed or whatever. It's stuff that I made and froze. And so I always say that to people. If you have, a Saturday free or something, get a really good audiobook. Unless you have a TV in your kitchen, which is even better. But if you don't, get a good audiobook, put on your headphones, and spend a few hours listening to this amazing book. Get lost in it while you're chopping and doing things, and then by the end of the day, you will have heard a great book and have a bunch of meals frozen.
That's good. The reason why I say that, because my grandmother used to do that. You can go in her freezer. We would love going over there because she would have all kind of little mini meals made in those little Ziploc sandwich bags, and they'll just be personal. So if you wanted to go in there and eat something, see, I just thought that was a grandma thing. And you go in there and we'll pull out some black eyed peas and we'll pull out some greens to go along with it. But that was grandma. Young people didn't do that. But that's true. As I'm getting older, that is good because we always had something to eat when we went over to her house. So I want to thank you. Now, Kristina, before we go, do you have a Facebook, a Twitter that people can follow you, a website?
I do. Facebook and Twitter is both just / and then my name, Kristina with a K, and then last name Kuz as in zebra, MIC as in cat. And tune in this Saturday. My favorite dish we're making this Saturday is the molten chocolate lava cakes. And you can do them at home. It takes about 10 minutes. So easy, and they're amazing. So you got to tune in for that.
Oh, that's fantastic. Your chocolate, see, that's your sinfully decadent. Sinfully decadent. Yep. At 12 noon. So make sure you check your local listings on the Oprah Winfrey Networks. You want to make sure you check it out. If you're here in California, which she is $2.79 on DirecTV. If you have DirecTV, Kristina, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show. It was truly a pleasure having you, and we definitely wish you all the best with your new show.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.